Hello first year, it's nice to speak to you. I thought I would use this little video to demonstrate to you the experiment we would have been doing, or something similar to what we would have been doing had we been in class, to look at insulation. And as I said when I was leaving you work to do on Tuesday, this is actually one that you could potentially be doing at home, as long as you are careful. Now, the experiment I had suggested was looking at the insulation properties of newspaper, towel, bubble wrap, and I can't remember if there was something else I'd suggested. So I've had a quick scout around my house. I think my children have stolen all of the bubble wrap, so I didn't have any of that. And so instead I've got some plain brown paper, some just normal packing paper. And instead of using a whole towel, I've got a little face cloth or flannel here that we can use instead. I've hunted down a couple of tin cans as well. Now, you guys could be using glass jars if you've got any empty jam jars, coffee jars, that sort of thing, or even mugs would do. Now, obviously, a mug is designed to insulate and keep your hot drinks hot, so that might take a wee bit longer to work. You might also need a thermometer. So I've got a cooking thermometer here. You might not have anything like that. Ask your grown-ups, see if there's any medical thermometers around or anything you can potentially use to have a wee look at the temperature of your items. Now, a couple of you had put together some excellent methods explaining how we could do this. I'm not sure I've got quite all of the equipment to be able to do it in the way that some of you guys had suggested. So we're just going to set it up quite simply and quite basically, but trying to keep it fair and trying to keep it accurate. So I've started off, I've got my two different insulators and I've got my two tin cans and I've got some hot water sitting in the backup over here. Now, what you might notice is that my first problem is with accuracy. My very old measuring jug here has got no lines left on it. It's really hard to tell any volumes. But you'll remember from when we did weight and volume way back at the start of first year, that when you are measuring water, 100 mils of water weighs what in grams? It weighs 100 grams. So I've got my kitchen scales here, and you won't be able to see the values popping up on the scales just because of the angle of the camera just now. But I've set that to 0, so I've got my tin can on it. So, and then I've put my 0 button. So now I know that the scales are recording no weight. So if I simply just pour till I get 100 grams. Oh, a little bit too much. I've got 115. Take a tiny wee bit out. 106. 99. That'll do for just now. So that's in one of them, and then in my other one, now it should be roughly the same weight as the other one, so it's already at 0. Perfect. I'm going to try and be a wee bit more careful this time. Oh, perfect, 100. Okay, so now I know I've got 100 mils of water in each of my tin cans. So what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to have to arrange them with their insulators, and then we're going to take the temperature. So as you can see, I've arranged my tin cans. I have insulated them. This one's my one with my paper around it. This one's got my flannel around it, and I've just used a little elastic band to secure it so it doesn't fall down. So we'll just very quickly take the starting temperature. Okay, so thermometer is in, and we're just going to have a wee look now. This one here, the 60 degrees, is it's just for cooking with. It's the target temperature that you're looking at. The one on the left is the number that's actually the accurate number. So that's taken a wee while to sort of figure out the temperature. We'll give another minute or so. The water wasn't precisely boiling when we put it in, so it had been sitting for a minute or so while I got the system set up. So it might be a little bit lower than boiling. Okay, so we seem to be fairly steady at 55 degrees as our starting temperature for our paper. So have a quick look at the one that's got flannel wrapped around it. So we look if there's any change there. Oh, it's colder already. Okay, so let's say 55 degrees for our paper one and 54 degrees for our flannel. And that is at time 0. So at 0 time we had 54 and 55. Okay, so quick check in, guys. That's us at 1:58:59. Hitting 2 minutes there, so I'm just going to stop our timer for just now. Well, let's have a quick look at how we're doing with our paper one. A bit of a jump, we're up to 32. So this is the one that had started a bit higher than that. It was up at 55. Now at 40. 43. Remember, we're watching the number on the left hand side. The number on the right is a target temperature that the thermometer would use if I was cooking something, which I'm clearly not. Okay, so we feel fairly set there on 44, so that's gone down quite a few degrees since we starting at 55. And let's have a look at our other one, which has started ever so slightly lower. Interesting, we've dropped down to 20. Oh no, we've lost signal altogether. And back up at 45. So that's staying fairly steady at around 44, 45 degrees, which is interesting, just the same as the other. Okay, let's give it our 2 minutes and see what happens. So that's us at just about 4 minutes, so let's see how we're getting on. Popping this one in here, just going to give it a little stir around, making sure we're not just testing the bottom. And let's have a wee look. Okay, so currently at 36, that's quite a drop from the 44 we had a wee minute ago. 38. Give it a minute and see if there's going to be any other changes. Okay, I'm going to call that one 38. And then let's check our flannel. Oh, okay, so that one's staying a bit warmer just now. That's up at 42. Okay, oh, back to 44, brilliant. Okay, so we'll call that 44 for our flannel one just now. And we'll check it again in another 2 minutes. Okay, now here we are on 6 minutes, so let's check in and see where we're getting to. Our paper insulator, 32. 34. I think it was at 38 last time. 35. Okay, let's call that 35 at 6 minutes for paper. And with our flannel, 41. 43. It's taking much longer to slow down on that one. Kind of giving us our answer, but we'll do another couple of tests and still at 44. Okay, so we'll give it another couple of minutes and see what our difference is. Okay, so we're up on 8 minutes now, so let's have a quick look at where we've gotten to for our paper. seem to be stuck on 31. Okay, let's call that 31. And on our flannel, oh, just a little bit higher. Okay, so we'll call that 41 for the flannel. We'll leave it 2 more minutes and that'll be us. Okay, so that's our timer at 10 minutes. So let's have a quick check and see what our last and final temperatures are going to be. So with our paper insulated tin, let's have a quick look. It's measuring 24 there. I think that's the room temperature before I popped it in. Yep, there we go. It's popping up a wee bit. 26. Okay, seems fairly settled on 27. So we'll stop that one there. And with our flannel, let's have a wee look. Okay, it's already up to 30. 38. 41. Excellent. So a clear difference there in our two insulators. So I'm looking to hear what you make of those results first year, and I'll be looking to hear what you think of my experiment setup. Is there anything I should have changed or done better? Let me know.